Welcome in Angelo Carriero, John Bennett. We are live from the McDonald Center for more West Virginia Division II basketball, specifically for our Davis and Elkins Senators. We have the Charleston Golden Eagles coming in for a visit, led by head coach Bubby Johnson. Coach Carr's Senators are looking to avenge some pretty historic deficit here to the Golden Eagles, but we've seen this team have spurts this year where they put together basketball that can beat any team in the Mountain East Conference.
We saw it against West Liberty. If this team can just play organized basketball and play it consistent for 40 minutes, D&E has shown flashes that they can be a victorious basketball team.
And your starting five for the Davis and Elkins Senators: Janiyah Marion, Kylie Morris, Brianna Sapp, Caitlin Parker, and we are going to witness this evening Jalea Gardner, only her second start and her first home start of the season. Let's see what Jalea brings to this offense that Coach Carr seems to like. Might be that three-point threat, gets Caitlin Parker open, and a KP3 right off the bat for the Davis and Elkins Senators.
Something that Davis and Elkins can take advantage of. Charleston allows the highest three-point field goal percentage in the MEC.
That three-point percentage only at 32.1% though, so still above one out of every, or still below one out of every three. And that was a great rebound by Sapp. And the foul was committed by the Golden Eagles. This one to start off against Mitrich. Mitrich from Marshall University. Also from Banja Luka. It's Gardner. And run up to Morris. I like the stretch five. Look, Morris is going to take it in. She traveled. She just couldn't get her feet under her.
Case for Charleston defense. They got a yin and a yang situation going on. They may allow the highest three-point percentage out of any team in the conference, but they allowed the lowest field goal percentage in the conference at 36.3%.
And a lot of defensive pressure being put here, and Gardner moves her body right in Mitrich's pass. Fortunately, we'll get her first for the game. And Paris Stokes takes it up top. She is leading her team in points per game and steals per game, but turns the ball over a whopping 4 times a game, and that was a bad miss by the Golden Eagles. Marion, she's going to pop for three. No good, but I like the shot. Gardner over to Sapp. Sapp looks like she wanted probably to draw a foul there.
She took some hard contact in the shot.
Mitrich misses again, but a good board up and in by Bridget Womber. Mitrich, it kind of goes with her MO. She's only shooting 26.3% from two-point range. As Morris gets the scoop and the layup under on the opposite end of that spectrum, Kylie Morris averages 45% from two-point range. She is the Davis and Elkins Senators' leading field goal percentage.
Kylie Morris does a great job. Once she gets the basketball underneath, she does a great job using post moves to get herself an easy layup.
One thing to talk about, Koi Shabazz is on the bench in street clothes. She will not be playing in this game. Look at Marion go with the pump fake from three. Just can't get that shot to go. And we've seen Janiyah's career so far here with the Senators. The moment her two-point shot can be consistent, and we're talking about from mid-range to layups to anything, she's going to be an all-MEC player. But until she gets that field goal percentage locked in to a higher efficiency rate, I think we're going to see the offense kind of lag behind with it.
We've seen Janiyah. We talk about how much great moves she has. She works a great job getting to the basket, but it's that she needs to get that step up within her shooting consistency. And if she can do that, I think she can easily be a second-team, first-team All-MEC player.
They said Morris stepped out of bounds on that play. 6-4, Golden Eagles lead with 7 minutes left in the first quarter. Thank you for spending your Saturday with us. And there's going to be a travel. And I think that Mitrich wanted some type of contact on the play, but I think it was her own Golden Eagle that knocked her over.
Some case of friendly fire right there.
Marion, she's got an open spot. Look at that pull up too. It's just nailing those because, boy, can she get to her spot in a hurry, and her release always looks pretty. No surprise on that one. I honestly thought that they should have called the foul on the first contact before the shot even went up, but unfortunately for the Senators, this will be a chance to get the third point at the free throw line.
That's something we've always talked about all season from D&E, is they're struggling to stay out of foul trouble.
That was Bridget Womber at the line, only shooting 40% from the free throw line so far this season. Sapp, look at her get to her spot. And that's another thing. It's that consistent problem of just making layups, because that's the second time that Sapp has had an open look at the basket and couldn't get it to go down. But that's one thing that Davis Elkins is really going to have to lean on during this basketball game, is that the Golden Eagles turn it over an average of 20 times a game. Wow, they're going to call another foul, and that's Womber under the basket. And Coach Carr is going to have to send in Sydney Prince, one of the only center position style players that the team has, as Morris is going to come out of the game with only her first foul. But as important as she is to the Senators' offense, kind of have to make sure that it's regulated.
That's a big flaw Kylie has with her game. She does great perimeter defense, but entering this game, she averages around 4 fouls a game.
Parker pushes the ball up the court. It's around the perimeter. This D&E team only shooting 26.9% from three, but they don't attempt a ton either. And look at Gardner with the scoop layup and in.
Great move by Gardner, getting to that cut and using the underhand.
I've really liked what I've seen so far from her athletic movements. The way that she moves with the basketball and the way that she moves on the court, she looks like someone that understands where she's supposed to be immediately. And so she moves like someone, even though she's a freshman, with a high basketball IQ and may have the athleticism to match it. Womber and Stokes come out of the game for the Golden Eagles. Kennedy McLean comes into the ball game and gets a bucket right away. And up on the perimeter, we also see Navia Brooks. And a nice little skip court type of pass. Rebound went where only a Golden Eagle could soar for it. And that is shot is down and in. So what was a close game, already 14-6 here as we're ticking to the first media timeout mark. And a thrown up shot by Sapp goes in. Great angle off the backboard. No good on the shot by Brooks. We'll take a timeout. 14-8. Golden Eagles lead early on. Thank you for spending your Saturday afternoon and early evening watching Davis and Elkins Senator basketball. This broadcast, the women's edition. We are live from the McDonald Center right here seen a bit of it. Angelo Carriero and John Bennett back at the McDonald Center live on MEC TV. We have Davison Elkins women's college basketball is trying to get their first win of the conference schedule. And right there, a team that averages over 20 turnovers a game. It's a turnover, and KP3 lives up to her name, knocks it down from downtown.
It seems like that's one of the biggest strengths Caitlin Parker has, is she's got a good ability to stop and shoot from beyond the arc.
The ball's kicked around up top by the Golden Eagles. Mitrich goes up, can't get the shot to fall. I think that they are going to call that a shooting attempt.
Either way, it was going to be 2 shots. That's D&E's 5th foul of the quarter.
I'll be honest, I didn't even realize just in the flow of action that Davison Elkins had committed that many fouls. I mean, I know that we saw Kylie come off the court, but to already have your team in the bonus, Golden Eagles have only committed 1 foul so far. Mitrich shooting 61% on the dot from the free throw line so far this year, makes her first. Gets the second one to go as well. Mitrich will come off of the floor. Stokes will re-enter. Stokes second on the team in minutes at 32.6. Like I said previously, points per game leader. She leads her team in field goal attempts, free throw attempts. And the one thing you cannot lose in this game, if you're Davison Elkins, is the turnover margin. Commit one right there. And look at Sapp. It always feels like that Brianna's going 100 miles an hour. She hasn't learned to slow herself down enough to kind of like really shoot the ball. It seems like she's running full speed, and when she releases it, it's at full speed.
That's one of the things D&E needs to learn, is how to settle down once you get down low. You may think it could risk for a Charleston defender to come behind you, but that could also lead to a foul by Charleston.
And it just leads to a better shot. I would rather get a quality shot off and get blocked than rush a shot that just won't be something that is an accurate one. And I mean, it's not just picking on, it's absolutely not picking on Brianna in any way. It's the whole team, and it's been like that the whole season is the issue. It's not just the beginning of this game. And you're 5 out on the court, Prince, and right here, Jatia Marks, one of the star freshmen, if not the star freshman of the team so far this season. Good pass inside to Prince. Prince, power move, and look at that layup off the glass by Sydney Prince. From Sunderland, Maryland. And that ball is too far from Brooks. That's a turnover by Stokes. Again, leads the team with exactly 4 turnovers per game. And someone that has started a lot of games for the Senators this year and provides a really good energy, a really good basketball energy. Khalees Salter on the floor. Oh, look at Marks. Puts it up, Parker. She does love that long 2-point shot as well. And Marks is able to draw foul on McLean for 2 free throws.
Something that's been needed to be worked on for D&E has been free throws, as their free throw percentage has dropped a little bit, down to 59.7% on the season.
The Golden Eagles not shooting much better, 63.5%. So the free throw contest should be pretty split between the two teams. And that free throw off the mark on the first one. Marks is leading the team in free throw percentage at 83.3% on the season. She makes the second. And D&E playing solid basketball, only a 2-point deficit. Marks looking for the screen, gave an opportunity for Stokes to get her space. That shot is no good by Womber, but she'll get free throw opportunities.
Charleston entering this game, a pretty good rebounding team. They have the highest rebound margin in the MEC at plus 9.6.
I'm very curious about that, though, because the offensive rebounding rate isn't much better than Davis and Elkins. They have less than a 2 offensive rebound a game positive margin against D&E. And this is for a team that coming in you think looks really big. They've got 31.7 defensive rebounds per game, which far outpaces the Senators, but they also turn the ball over so much. I wonder if that margin is partly because the other team gets so many extra shots off of these turnovers. And it would make sense, too, if a lot of them are in transition like we've seen with D&E. You don't get the best shots in transition, and then you have the opportunity when you're trailing a bad shot, you get the rebound on the defensive end and you go the other way. And that'll be my basketball theory for the quarter. First one's good. I believe that's Odia. Came over from Chattanooga State Community College. First at Sydney, Australia. Wonder what the culture shock is from Sydney, Australia to Chattanooga. Maybe it's not much. Both have accents, both kind of in the wooded areas, or at least in Australia. I guess that's such a big city. But you see, I saw some stuff on the internet the other day about these crazy, the crazy insects that live out there.
Oh, yeah.
My goodness, man. You put fear in a grown man's heart. Stokes. She wants the pick. Let's see if Salter, she kept her eyes on it, couldn't quite get around the screen. Brooks was open, forces her off her spot, but the 2-point shot down and good. (20-14). Under a minute 15 to go. Daylana Forrest, as Prince is going to shoot that one, gets it to go down. Prince only shooting 21.4% from 2 this year, but that'll boost that number up. And this is an interesting lineup on the floor. I don't think we've seen this exact lineup before with Forrest, Salter, I believe Marks, Prince, and then Garner coming off of the floor and Marion coming in.
You can see where with Shabazz being out, you can see the shape shifting that Coach Carr has had to do when it comes on to the defensive aspects of today's game.
4-point game. Brooks is driving. That was just a silly foul by Marks. I think she's frustrated with herself. I've said a lot this year, the future of the backcourt with Marion and Marks. I really like to see them play at the same time to see what this future could be. Just a lot of scoring and athleticism. And then Madison Mims now on the court. Good job. That should have been a jump ball. And Mims brings it up the court, 24-16. 16 seconds left. Marks fires. Can't get it to go. 9 seconds left. Brooks driving. Look at Mims on the defense. Harassing Brooks. And so is Marks. A long shot. A prayer. Not answered. 24-16, only an 8-point deficit, but we've seen the Senators fight back from that deficit so far this quarter. Don't go anywhere. Davis and Elkins women's basketball. Angelo Carriero and John Bennett live from the McDonald Center right here on MEC TV. see. Go ahead and turn me back on. Attention all fans and supporters of Davison Elkins College Athletics. We would like to take a moment to recognize the following partners for Senator Nation Athletics: Northern Eagle Distributing, Elkins Auto, Clementine's Cantina, Blue Ridge Risk Partners, Big Timber Brewing Company, Heinzman Auto Repair and Refinish, KT Bright CPA, Record Logistics, Papa John's, Mary's Greenhouse and Terraflora Landscaping, Davis Trust Company, Innovative Investments, securities transactions through Westminster Financial Securities Inc., member FINRA SIPC, Mountain Valley Bank, GoMart, Joyce Allen. Second quarter action starting from the McDonald Center live on MEC TV. Angelo Carriero and John Bennett, 24-16. The Golden Eagles lead right there, a forced turnover. Sapp looking up the court. Gets it down to Forrest. Forrest, a little mid-range two pop, no good. Mims try to fight for the rebound, knocked to the floor. I believe that should be out on the Golden Eagles. It'll stay with the Senators.
Something Dini did well in that first quarter. They did a well shooting job, shooting 7 for 14 in that first quarter.
Prince has had a long stint onto the court. Mims tries to float a pass in there. That'll stay with the Senators. I think Mims was maybe a little more impressed with her own pass than maybe Coach Carr was. But I like it. Madison hasn't really been able to cook. She's very much been a game management point guard here early on, and she's so young. It's only her first season playing full-time at the Division II level. So I'd like to see her kind of allow her to spread her wings a little bit. A defense that seemed set let someone slip from behind. It's a 10-point game. Marion drives into the paint. A lot of contact, loses it out of bounds. It's going to be out on the Golden Eagles. Stay with the Senators with 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Marion throws it all the way into the backcourt. Sapp brings the ball up with 10 seconds. A little bit of a makeshift offense. Will Prince try to pop it? Kicks it out. Forrest, three-point shot. Hard off the back iron, and it's rebounded. Forrest leads the team in three-point percentage at 38.9%. So that is the person you would want with the ball in their hands on the three. And it doesn't hurt that Jordan Scully is on the other side for her team, even though she's only shooting 33.3%. We'll take a break. 29-16 with the timeout on the court. Angelo Carriero, John Bennett live from the McDonald Center with Davison Elkins Senators women's basketball. Angelo Carriero, John Bennett live from the McDonald Center. MEC TV, 29-16 lead. Golden Eagles on a bit of a run here to start the second quarter. And Morris Good job by Sapp to get the ball back. Kicked it out. Parker, 3. You and I were both ready. We thought that one was absolutely going in by Caitlin Parker. Still a 13-point game. And how did this happen so quickly, John? It seemed like that the Senators were on the right path and then coming out just a little flat.
It's just D&E's open the quarter 0 for 4 while Charleston's open 2 for 3.
Polanco and Smith on the court for the Golden Eagles. Mitrich tried to draw. Oh, good job of staying with Davis and Elkins. Marion walks it up. Janiyah Marion, she is the engine of the offense, leads the team in minutes per game, points per game, field goal attempts, free throw attempts, assists, steals, and turnovers. Now throw in that turnover number just because it shows that she has the ball in her hand making decisions the whole time as Scully able to knock it down again. They have doubled up on the Senators in a hurry, 32-16. Gardner's fouled. Coach Johnson was about to bring in the platoon, but advises himself against it. Marion throws it up. Parker will initiate the offense. He gets that banker to go. Caitlin Parker, I believe she has 8 of the 18 points for D&E. Mitrich being guarded by Sapp. 3-point shot's good. By Noelle Polanco. Native of Bell Harbor, New York. She answers the bell on that 3. Mitrich has hit the floor often in this game. And she streaks down the court. Almost a 3-point shot. It looked like Smith wanted to load up from deep. Sapp not very happy. (35-18) with 6:10 left here in the first half.
D&E really needs to settle down on defense. Even though they have 1 foul, they have allowed 4 for 5 shooting by Charleston.
Drive to the lane is no good for Odia. Morris all the way across the court. Parker, she loves going around the screen for that 2-point shot. Her and Marion kind of both like that pick and roll and then stop and pop 2-point mid-ranger.
That's something I really want to see more from this D&E offense, is that mid-range or 3-point jumper by Parker.
That's no good. Or even, the one thing I don't think we've seen enough of is the Caitlin Parker pick and pop. Because if you've got Marion as the ball handler and Parker as the roll woman, what you can see in that action is that Marion forces such a hard drive into the paint that either you're going to have Parker's woman come off of her, leaving Parker wide open for a 3, or Marion's gravity to the rim will cause the backside defender to come play side. Then you can kick open for an open 3. There's so many ways that you could gain advantages out of that. I don't think we've quite seen that pairing in the pick and pop as much as I think that maybe you and I would like to.
All I know is if I'm starting a Y basketball team, I'm picking you as a head coach right now.
Sapp at the free throw line. Misses the first. This team only shooting, like you said earlier, 59.9% from the free throw line. It always feels like that's missed the first, make the second. always knocking the rust off. And that time neither go down. 35-18. 5-10 in the quarter. Wow, a lot of good energy there on the play by Brooks. But D&E comes away with it.
D&E has to take some points out in this possession.
Do you think that Coach heard me? Because look what we just saw was a Marion and Parker pick and pop. And Gardner, she's come up big. I think that we see why she's been starting. And I don't know about that. Though sometimes when Janiyah wants to make something happen, like in that moment, I think her body wasn't even square with the bat. Her body was square with us when she decided to rise up for the shot.
You can start to see the desperation on the offensive side for D&E, just trying to get something to fall.
Oh, and Morris almost able to get to it. Good job of not fouling. And then it will stay with the Golden Eagles. I'll tell you what, Sapp is about as frustrated as I've seen her in a game. As Forrest comes into the game, Gardner comes out, Marion comes out. Also see the inclusion of Madison Mims back in. And that three forced because of the play clock. It looks like the official is saying that it was off of the backboard. Interesting that Coach Johnson was so frustrated. You would think that, I mean, the official was right there. How can you argue with him? He was, I don't know if you can see it walking on your screen, but a few members of the Elkins High School basketball team here to take a look at the action going down here. I think we got, well, since they're high school students, I'm going to keep anonymity. I'm not sure if what the actual legality of that is, so I will back off. But some of the stars of the basketball team at Elkins High School boys are here in the building.
I saw they got a big rivalry win against Philip Barber last night.
Was it on the road? The girls? Yes. Oh, okay, yes. I remember I did the Philip Barber girls game at home last night, so that's why I got my hairs crossed a little bit on that one.
I'm so used to the college level where it's back-to-back that I thought it was I forgot it's not the same at the high school level.
Yep. Foul, ball will go the other way.
I should have known that. As someone who started at the high school level, I should have known that one's at home and one's on the road.
Well, you just big-timed high school basketball. You just said that you're better than that. You're here at the Division II level, and you're never going back. That was bold words by you and not so many that you said. Obviously kidding, folks. Sometimes I got to ruffle John's feathers. He actually did some high school football with me earlier this season. As Prince comes into the game, Morris is going to exit. 2 fouls for Kylie Morris. Your 5 on the court for the Senators. Sapp, Mims, Forrest, Prince, and Parker. Womber misses her first. Makes the second. We're doubled up, 36-18. Wow, what a shot by Parker. I think we see Shea Gilgis-Alexander try to shoot that one the way she kind of pivoted and popped it up. Forrest out to Parker, didn't want the 3. Mims sat, looked like she wanted to draw a foul, and she does.
been a struggle for D&E today. They are 1 for 4 so far in the ball game.
Up on the board, they're showing that as the first foul for Starks. Or Stokes, excuse me. I was thinking of Tristan on our side. He has really improved his three-point. He's always seemed like he's probably going to lead the team in three-point percentage eventually. I think Dozy still might be the leader overall, but Tristan's really taken his shot to the next level on more volume as well. We'll see them face the Golden Eagles men's basketball team here coming up at 4 p.m. And that game is going to be very interesting. The men for the Golden Eagles, that's an and one for Womber, and she has really been active today. Averages less than 20 minutes a game, but shoots 55% from the field, averages 7.5 rebounds in under 20 minutes a game. So that's 15 rebounds, over 15 rebounds per 40 minutes.
And she's already crossed over into double digits. She's at 11 points already this afternoon.
It's kind of what I saw at the girls' game last night, is that the Elkins team was ready for Philip Barber, but they had these two, what we used to call them before, or back in the day, call them Twin Towers, like down low. But you would like kind of like your Ralph Sampson, Hakeem Olajuwons, or you think of the guys at Tennessee that used to play, but as it looks like Parker may have sprained her ankle or some type of, she's feeling pain at the moment on the court. Looks like they're going to let her lay on the floor for just a moment. We'll take a break while she gets evaluated. Angelo Carriero and John Bennett live on MEC TV. 41-21 with 2 minutes left in the second quarter. John and I at halftime will have stats from the first half, preview the second half, and John will give his hot corner of the MEC stats around the first half of games here. Oh, Mirtrich, I mean, that was very close to a thrown elbow. You got to really watch her on that, just on that action. I think that official even went down to Coach Brown on the bench and kind of mentioned like what they saw. But McLean will go to the line for two. First free throw. I like the arch on the shot. But McLean on the year so far, she has not yet made a free throw out of her attempts. But she's smiling through it. She knows she'll get one. We had a free throw streak broken what was it, maybe the first game back from break or the last game before break? I forgot. I think it was a player maybe on Salem.
I'll have to go back and check that sometime.
Mims drives to the basket. Wow, a lot of contact that disrupted her drive, but we're under 90 seconds. 41-21. McLean on Prince. Can't get it to go down. She gets the shot back up. Can't get that one to go down. A bunch of offensive rebounds. They're calling the foul on the floor, but with 5 fouls under their home designation, this will be 2 free throws for McLean, who will have a chance to make her first free throw of the season.
This will be Charleston's 6th and 7th free throws of the quarter and 15th and 16th of the ball game.
They're what free throws of the quarter?
I didn't even realize it until I said it.
Boy, brain rot Bennett over here. McLean misses that one. Chance to get her first free throw of the season right here. And she nails it. That was nothing but net. And you can see she's giggling on the court. The bench erupts. Even Coach Johnson got a little smile that the streak has been broken.
When you give a player a lot of chances, they're bound to hit one of them.
We're under a minute to go. 42-21. Forrest from 3. Can't hit it. Brooks drives the other way. And free to take the time off the clock. Binion is in the game for the first time today from St. Albans, West Virginia. Went to St. Albans High School. And as a native West Virginian, am I saying that right? Is it St. Albans? Is it St. Albans?
It's St. Albans.
Okay. See, because I've really grown to love the state. I want to get it down pat. Ten seconds. Marion waiting for the final shot. Borum. I believe this is her first action of the game. Mims can't get it to go. 42-21. Senators trail at halftime. Angelo Carriero and John Bennett back with a halftime report. We'll be back. Angelo Carriero and John Bennett with the halftime report live from the McDonald Center on MEC TV. John, you have been breaking down the stats, and you're ready to kind of, tell us why the second quarter was so brutal in particular.
The first place you got to start off is the shooting differential. Charleston shot 6 for 11 for about 55% compared to D&E's 2 for 13, which comes out to 15.4%. Charleston outscored D&E in that second quarter 17-5.
You also look at the free throw disparity. The 3 for 7 is not a great number for Charleston. D&E went 1 for 4. So that's the 5 points right there for D&E. I see you got a bunch of other stuff circled. Why don't you just go ahead and pour it on?
The foul differential is really showing. Charleston only picked up 6 fouls in that first half. D&E picked up 14. And points in the paint, D&E scored 6. Charleston scored 18. In second chance points, Charleston had 6. D&E had none. In fast break points, Charleston had 8. D&E had none. And in bench points differential, Charleston had 15 points compared to D&E's 5.
And I want to hit on that because if you look at Davis and Elkins on their roster sheet, they have, I didn't take an exact count. There's probably 13 players that played for D&E. So that means that out of the 8 players that came in and out for Davis and Elkins, only 5 points came out of those 8 players. It's just not been good. It's not been good. I thought they played well in the first half. I thought they played well in the first minute of the second half, and then everything kind of went down from there. So if we're looking towards the second half, here's your leading scores. Let me just get this out. Caitlin Parker leads the way for Davis and Elkins with 9 points. Sydney Prince has 4 points. Janiyah has 0. Kylie has 2. Your leading scorers on the team are not producing today, and just the team as a total, it's just been a really, really rough game. Whereas for Charleston, Bridget Womber has 12, Brooks has 7, and Stokes has 6. So in the second half, there have been a lot of recipes tried today by Coach Carr. None of them have worked. To come back, they've doubled up on Davis and Elkins, 42 points to 21 points. This team has only turned the ball over. Charleston's turned the ball over 8 times. D&E's only turned it over 5 times. It's not like Davis. What I'm asking you, what has to change for D&E? And I'm not talking about, they have to do. What is the single thing that'll get them back in this game? Or is it just everything?
Well, I think one big thing they had to do is they got to be more consistent on the offensive end. The first quarter was great by Davis and Elkins. Your point. They shot 7 for 14 in that first quarter, but it took such a big step back in that second quarter. They need to get their big players in Marion and Kylie going. So far in the game, Janiyah Marion's open for 0 for 3. Kylie's only taken 1 shot in the entire game. She did make it, but that's just the fact. She's only taken 1 shot. Overall, they have to shoot better. 9 for 27 may be good for D&E, but it's a fact that they opened up well in that first quarter, and it just went silent in the second.
I completely agree with you on that. All right, for America's favorite segment, John takes a trip. He gets in the old horse and buggy. He gets on the country roads. Take us home around the Mountain East Conference.
It's funny you mentioned that because the first game takes us to Pittsburgh. As Frostburg is beating Point Park 30-27 at halftime. Wheeling is beating Glenville State 39-34 at the start of the third quarter. West Liberty is down against Concord 46-37 at halftime. Fairmont State is beating Salem 38-22, and that's the start of the second half. And a good tight game out in Buchanan. West Virginia State and Wesleyan are tied at 34 at halftime.
Thank you for that, John Bennett. You can come back home to good old Elkins, West Virginia. And before we go out of here, I'd like to take a moment to recognize the following partners for Senator Nation Athletics: Northern Eagle Distributing, Elkins Auto, Clementine's Cantina, Blue Ridge Risk Partners, Big Timber Brewing Company, Heinzman Auto Repair and Refinish, KT Bright CPA, Record Logistics, Papa John's, Mary's Greenhouse and Terraflora Landscaping, Davis Trust Company, Innovative Investment, Securities Transactions through Westminster Financial Securities Inc., member FINRA SIPC, Mountain Valley Bank, Gomart, and Joyce Allen. Thanks to the generous support of local businesses, D&E Athletics is building on a proud tradition and moving toward an even brighter future. Contributions to the Senator Nation Club directly support over 400 student athletes, providing essential resources for success on and off the court. Join us in taking D&E Athletics to the next level. Become a Senator Nation Club member today and make a lasting impact. For more information, visit give.dewv.edu/Senator Nation Club. That's give.dewv.edu/Senator Nation Club. Thank you for your continued support and enjoy. Angelo Carriero, John Bennett live with second half action from the McDonald Center on MEC TV on the campus of Davis and Elkins College in beautiful Elkins, West Virginia. And it is snow layered, John. It's a perfect place to be. You got black waterfalls and snowshoe right all around us. I mean, it literally is this place you want to be in the state if you want to go do grand, beautiful sightseeing right next to home. As Kylie Morris with a little turnaround 2-point shot. Mitrich can't get the shot to go, so a good start to the quarter for Davis and Elkins. Marion collapses the defense. Parker from three. That was beautiful. KP3 knocks it down from downtown. We have seen Bridget Womber take over this game, a double-double in the first half alone. 12 points and 10 rebounds.
I've liked the offensive pace D&E's opened up with.
Good look from Marion, but she has not been able to find her shot today. She did not score a point in the first half. And John, I can't remember the last time she played played most of a half and didn't score a point.
I don't think she ever has.
She loses the ball in that spin move. She's been getting down on herself. We saw that in the last home outing, that she needed to see a couple shots go in. Right there, almost a frustration foul as that three-point shot is up. Scully can't get it to go down. (42-26). Just under 2 minutes played here in the third quarter. Morris misses. Rebounded by Anarino. And this is shocking. That's the first time that we've said Anarino's name tonight. She leads the team in minutes per game, three-point percentage, free throw percentage, rebounds, and blocks. Like, they are doing this right now without us even noticing that Harper Anarino was on the court, because they've been able to get it just essentially everywhere else, especially Womber today with how she's played.
And if I remember looking at the MEC page right, Anarino's 9.6 rebounds is second in the conference. So she's one of the most effective players on this Charleston team.
Womber setting up the offense from the high post. Scully sit out there trying to get Brooks open for a shot. Womber was open for a moment, and now Scully from three. That's another short one. KP3 heading down the other way. Gardner, look at that move by Gardner, I guess. All ball on that one. Good defense by Gardner. What have you seen from Gardner today? Do you think that she's someone that could be in the starting lineup regularly, or how do you see her skill set?
What I've seen today, she seems like she's done a really good job on the on-ball defense.
Also been very helpful in ball movement, ball security, as the three from Anarino, once her name was said, he will not be forgotten. Just Gardner, she seems like she's someone that can move the ball, and it paces her game well. If anything, she's one of the 10 in a rotation. Interesting. I thought that Morris kept the left foot as the pivot one and didn't pick it up, but the officials saw it the other way. 45-26. And Scully finds the mid-range jumper. No good. Good save by Parker. Marion's going to push it. I think she's going to go all the way to the hoop. No, she pulls it out. Wow, Marion's open, and Parker didn't look at her, but the and one.
Caitlin Parker, it seems like I don't watch her play enough. Even though she averages a little over 22 minutes per game, it doesn't seem like it's enough. She's really shined out tonight.
Shooting 75% from the free throw line. Can't get that one to fall. 17-point deficit. But that means the Davison Elkins is +4 in the quarter so far, and we're almost at the halfway media timeout. So it's going the right way, including that forced turnover. Look at Marion, catches that like Randy Moss in the fields of Huntington, West Virginia. She can't get it to drop, still scoreless in this game. Wow, Womber. That was a muddled possession where D&E comes away with the basketball. Marks trying to get her defender on skates. Look at that, an old school hook lay.
D&E's done a great job on the defensive end, forcing Charleston to shoot 1 for 10 to open the quarter, but they have to take better advantage of it as they're only shooting 3 for 7.
Anarino has no idea what the offense being ran is at the moment. She was curious about that, and Womber, I mean, she's just more like a wombat with like that extension, that wingspan that Womber has. I mean, she's been, I think, pretty easily the MVP of this game so far as we are halfway through the third quarter. But a 15-point deficit, D&E currently +6 in this quarter alone. Let's see if this can lead to an eventual victory for our Senators. Angelo Carriero and John Bennett, we are live from the McDonald Center on MEC. Angelo Carriero, John Bennett live. 4:51 left in the third quarter from the McDonald Center right here, MEC TV. Womber misses the first. And what has been a positive quarter so far for Davison Elkins, John? What has gone right for D&E to mount this kind of mini comeback so far?
So far, it's been great defensive play. They have forced Charleston to shoot 1 for 11 early in this first quarter. This third quarter, I should say.
And only one free throw down at the line, 16-point game. D&E mounting a little bit of momentum. See if we can keep it up on the offensive end since the defense is coming around. A lot of contact as Janiyah hits the floor hard. Anarino, Womber at the one person you probably can't leave open, wide open down low.
Case where Marion not immediately back on defense cost them there.
I'm not sure Marion would have been guarded. Womber down low. I would rather leave a three-point shooter open at that point than leave Bridget Womber down low. But I understand your sentiment. 5-on-4 is never good for the defense. And that's out of bounds. We'll stay with the Senators. So we get 3 new Golden Eagles coming on to the floor. Odia returns to the game. I believe that this is Whalen's first appearance into the contest from Damascus, Maryland. I believe that Natalie Smith, as that Caitlin Parker hits another shot, and we were talking about how dominant that she's been. By the way, Natalie Smith from Charleston, West Virginia, she went to Nitro High School. I'm not saying, and also, do other people call it nitro, or is there like an interesting thing? Because in Kentucky, it's a lot different. Kentucky, you get a lot of accents on stuff that don't need accents, and you're like, oh, okay. And that three-point shot all the way from Philippi by Whalen, or at least that's how high that arc was. It made me think that it was from another town. Look at Gardner. Holy goodness. Yeah, we can see why she's been getting Zabaya Dobb.
Great move, but just have to finish it.
But finishing for the entire team, there's why at some point just creating offense, I'm wanting to see it. Yeah. As Brooks is able to bring the quarter ball up the court.
You're wide open. You have to take that shot.
Comes down with the rebound. Parker dribbles it off the line. But I guess it was deflected first, hit the baseline, and then was dribbled after. Mims. Up top, your five on the court for the Senators. Forrest, Sapp, Marion, Parker, and Mims. Caitlin Parker, KP3, keeping D&E in this ball game.
That gives Caitlin Parker 19 on the game.
Good defense by Mims. All over Brooks. Smith. Good thing by D&E. It took her a moment to bring the ball down, put it back up. Smith will go to the line for 2 free throws. Only 2 fouls for D&E. Unfortunately, both of those fouls led to free throws. So 2 points at the line. From those opportunities. Now 3 for 4.
That's another thing we can say that's kept D&E in this ball game a little bit. Is the fact that they have not fouled as much in this third quarter.
My goodness, Janiyah Marion. What an impressive way to get her first points. I don't know how fast Janiyah is on a straight line, but it's like the NFL draft. When someone has a great 40-yard dash, some people will say, what a pass by Smith. Some people will ask, he looked like Alperen Sengun last night against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Mims pops her 3, no good. But they want to see, if it's not the 40-yard dash, they want to see a 10-yard split. They want to see what your first 10 yards and how fast you are, because it shows how explosive out of the block you can be. And I believe Janiyah Marion probably has the fastest 10-yard split out of anybody on the D&E team. But yet again, even though they've minimized the fouling, more free throws out of these fouls. All 3 fouls by D&E this quarter have led to free throws.
And Charleston's take advantage of those free throws. Out of the 4, they've made 3 of them. On the subject of the 40-yard dash, what's your opinion on drafting players based off your 40-yard dash?
Well, I, as you know, I started my love in sports. The reason why I'm here right now is because of my passion for the NFL draft. And it's something that I do in the off season. I do it every single year. It's something that gives me a ton of joy. And so when I was young, I was very fascinated by times. When I started to learn about the draft, I became someone that was like, oh, these numbers are irrelevant, blah, blah, blah. I've actually turned the other way. I'm back to where athletic testing numbers really matter. I think that you'll find players are just inherently more successful when they are elite athletes. Sometimes they have to have their skills honed. Sometimes they'll never be good. The Green Bay Packers is a team that I follow the most. They had guys that are great athletes. Eric Stokes, Lucas Van Ness, Rashawn Gary, Quay Walker. They kept drafting guys that were elite athletes, but only one of those guys turned into a Pro Bowler. The rest of them didn't. So a lot of it comes with identifying guys that are really great football players with elite traits, but ultimately I would rather take a swing on someone that does have great numbers, because either you mold them and you get a big hit, or there's someone that sticks around the league for a long time. So I've turned back around. I do want better athletes the older I get, looking at how the NFL operates. And I think one of the best case studies for that, especially at the top of the draft, was the draft in 2021 when Jamar Chase, Devonta Smith, and Jalen Waddle all came out. I think Devonta Smith's the best college receiver that I've ever seen, well, since maybe Calvin Johnson, Julio Jones, those guys. But Jamar Chase was the better athlete, and Jamar Chase has been the better NFL receiver. You know, it all depends though, because you can point to a ton of circumstances where athletes don't work out, like my Packers. We'll get your thoughts when we come back here in the fourth quarter. 20-point game. D&E trails 57-37. Angelo Carriero, John Bennett. We're live from the McDonald Center on Attention all fans and supporters of Davis and Elkins College Athletics. We'd like to take a moment to recognize the following partners for Senator Nation Athletics: Northern Eagle Distributing, Elkins Auto, Clementine's Cantina, Blue Ridge Risk Partners, Big Timber Brewing Company, Heinzman Auto Repair and Refinish, KT Bright CPA, Record Logistics, Papa John's, Mary's Greenhouse and Terraflora Landscaping, Davis Trust Company, Innovative Investments, securities transactions through Westminster Financial Securities, Inc., member FINRA SIPC, Mountain Valley Bank, GoMart, Joyce Allen. Thanks to the generous support of local businesses, D&E Athletics is building on a proud tradition and moving toward an even brighter future. Contributions to the Senator Nation Club directly support over 400 student athletes, providing essential resources for success on and off the court. Join us in taking D&E Athletics to the next level. Become a Senator Nation Club member today and make a lasting impact. For more information, visit give.dewv.edu/Senator Nation Club. That's give.dewv.edu/Senator Nation Club. Thank you for your continued support. Let's enjoy this fourth quarter, 59-38. D&E started to make a run there in the third quarter, but dropped back down to earth. Did you see anything on the stat sheet that kind of proved like, hey, that's the reason why the uptick happened?
It's just the fact when you give Charleston 6 opportunities out of free throws and they make 5 of them, it really does damage.
By the way, back to our 40-yard dash conversation, what do you think about time speed? Because you're around the age where I cared much more about, and I still care about film the most, but where I was more film over numbers. Where are you at?
I think I'm from an era where a lot of teams really take players just based off their 40-yard dash times. Like John Ross, when he was taken by the Bengals, he had the fastest 40-yard dash in the history of the Combine, and he's done nothing in the NFL, and I don't even think he's on a roster anymore.
He's not, but I want to say something. Is able to draw the offensive foul. Sapp has been frustrated all night and finally gets the call to go her way. I was a big John Ross guy. So back in 2017, it wasn't just because of the 40. I thought the 40 was important, especially because the NFL at that time and really all times, it was big in scheme to have like a deep threat to open up the top of the defense so you could get a lot of that Kyle Shanahan middle under part of the field. But John Ross was a really good receiver at Washington. People think he was some guy that was just like a 500-yard, 3-touchdown guy. He was an all Pac-12 wide receiver. He was a 1,000-yard receiver. He was big for the Huskies. What really hurt him was that he got injured at the NFL. Because I used to go to Bengals training camp when he was the first rounder. It was my first year there. That guy got so low to the ground that his hips were 6 inches from the ground when he would stop and make cuts. He was so impressive as an athlete, but when you get injuries and they start to add up, I really think that's what ultimately tanked his success in the NFL. So I think it's really revisionist history on a guy like that, but that's more of just a personal experience I've had. You can go back to like Darius Hayward-Bay in 2007 draft. You can go to, one success story was Trayvon Walker of the Jacksonville Jaguars. But let's get back to the game. McLean is going to travel down low, 62-40. 7:47 left here in the fourth quarter. Already 3 fouls on Charleston. So maybe D&E can get some of these free throws. And as we see the basketball team warming up here, it looks like that Ladislav Novak is in street clothes. And he's someone that had been out of the lineups recently because he was overseas, so I don't know if he's getting his conditioning back or what, but him and Luka are over there. And I talked to Ron Haas recently, and he had mentioned that I think that he may be done for the year. But we'll report more on that in the men's game. For right now, shot made by D&E, 62-42, 20-point deficit, 3-point shot up by Whalen. And a big push in the back.
Next foul by Charleston. It's 2 shots for D&E.
Gonna have to draw those fouls too. Morris, look at the move down low to get the shot off the glass. And she was the player you identified last year as someone you saw a lot of faith in. And we honestly, I think we made both calls. My first year here, and I believe your first year as color commentator, we each claimed a favorite player from the year before. I chose Marion, you chose Morris, and they're the 1-2 leading scorers of the team.
I guess we got a vision for upcoming talent, I guess.
Oh my goodness. Pop, lock, and drop it, Huey says, and so does Kylie Morris.
Brilliant move there, getting her in the air, allowing her to fly past for an easy lay.
16-point game. And again, free throws on all fouls going forward for D&E. There only may be a sliver, but the light is there. Anarino. Oh, that's charge. And they're going to call it a blocking foul. Coming into the game, I think we're going to see a fresh face. Sadie Anderson. Scully returns. Let's see, Mitrich, Anarino, Anderson, Scully. And who's the fifth? I only see, oh no, excuse me, there is a fifth on the court. And it is Womber coming back out. Whalen stays out there. Golden Eagles wanted a shooting foul in that play. I know Anarino did. Fouled on the play, so 2 fouls almost immediately, John, when we were just saying how that was such a favor for D&E so far this quarter.
And it seems like the first one's been a ticky tack. You got to be careful on the defensive side when using your hands. You have to be careful.
Morris almost comes away with it, and it is going to go to the Senators. (46-62). Senators trail, but the window is open to make a run and make this competitive going into the media timeout. Kylie one-on-one with Womber. Get out of the way, Bridget Womber. Kylie Morris is in the building.
I had mentioned at halftime they had to incorporate Kylie Morris more in the second half, and oh boy, has she delivered.
Salter runs into Mitrich, and you're going to call a foul on Salter. So right there, I mean, it's been less than a minute and 3 fouls have been attributed to the Senators. Scully gets it into the same spot that Morris was. I thought Womber would want it back in blood. Not the case as Scully. Oh, that's a great look, but not a good shot. Womber back up, and she can't get it to go down. Salter's in the area. That's going to be Senators basketball with 5:05 left in the fourth quarter. Only a 14-point game for the Davidson-Elkin Senators.
Dini's just got to take advantage of the offensive possessions now. They're doing a great job on the defensive end. They just have to score consistently.
And they figured out where they wanted to get the shot, and it's a foul drawn by Salter. When we come back, a chance to make this a 12-point game going into the final part of the fourth quarter. Angelo Carriero, John Bennett with Davidson-Elkin Senator women's basketball live right here. Angelo Carriero, John Bennett, fourth quarter action. Davidson-Elkin's putting on a valiant comeback here in the second half. If Salter can make her next free throw, it'll cut it down to a 13-point contest in what was a 21-point deficit at halftime. Davidson-Elkins has been winning the margin battles here in the fourth quarter.
And good reason about that. In this fourth quarter, they shot 5 for 9 while holding Charleston to 2 for 6.
Salter with the pressure on Stokes. Stokes has been quiet here in the second half. Oh, look at Borum. Borum takes the steal away. She's got one woman to beat. She does. It's a foul. She'll go to the line for 2 free throws.
We're now at the point of the game where D&E's got to make them both.
D&E this quarter stands for defense and efficiency, because those are the two things that D&E is going to need here to get back in this ball game. You're going to have to win on the defensive end, and you're going to have to make the shots you take. And that seems simple, but it is not as easy as it always looks as that free throw is made. It is only a 12-point game with one more free throw coming. Borum, 66.7% from the free throw line. Parker comes away with it. 12-point game, 4.5 minutes to go. Offense resets, 12 seconds on the shot clock. Borum goes to the, she's fouled again. She'll go back to the free throw line. In a 12-point game, Senators mounting a charge.
They have to take advantage of the opportunities. Plus, they got to be smart when it comes to the defensive side. They're at 3 fouls, so 2 more does put Charleston in the bonus.
Borum. This is that one. Averages only 1.9 points per game. She has not played a lot here in this basketball game. Coming in the fourth quarter and making a difference for the Senators. Oh my goodness. But 1 for 4 on her trips to the free throw line. .15 seconds on the shot clock for the Golden Eagles. Stokes blows by Borum. Parker tried to put defense on, but it was too late.
You have to take some points away here on this possession if you're D&E.
The only thing worse than going tit for tat is not having any tit at all. And it looks like that Salters was fouled on the drive. She'll go to the free throw line.
They ruled it a travel.
So turnover on the play for D&E. 64-50. Mitrich been cold from 2-point range. Oh, what a deflection by Morris. Just happens to go in Stokes' hands. Womber gets it to go down. Bridget Womber has been a revelation for the Golden Eagles this evening.
Down the post, she's 7 for 10 shooting with 17 points.
And D&E's finding it impossible to score against her. And she's honestly been the single-handed swing momentum in the last minute of the game. Look at Womber. And Morris, oh my goodness, that was a hard fall for Bridget. For Kylie. I do think it was the right call, though, because of the hook on the arm. It looked like that Morris was kind of hooked into Womber's radius. As Salter comes off the floor, Mims returns. You're 5 in the court for the Senators. Forrest, Morris, Borum, Parker, and Mims.
Morris is going to have to be careful. That foul she just picked up, that was her 4th.
And look at Madison Mims get in there. She takes the ball away. It's tipped out of bounds by Stokes. Oh no, is Madison. It looks to see that she may have irritated something in her lower body. Parker will toss it in. Hopefully she can jog it off. 2:45 left here in regulation, 66-50. But there's a feeling in the air that D&E can make a comeback if they push the right buttons.
Something I did hear the referee say, someone was issued a flop warning.
Parker, 3, no good. Rebounded by Mitrich. Mitrich gives it up to Stokes. Anarino, Scully, and Womber in the game. Mitrich can't get that one to fall. Look at Madison go. She's got one-on-one with Scully. I don't think she trusted the one-on-one offense. That needs to get a shot off. Morris for 3. Good! Kylie Morris from downtown.
D&E, now they got to be effective on the defensive side.
Anarino comes right back around and nails the three.
Time slipping away for D&E. They got to take some points away here.
Under 100 seconds with 16-point deficit. Morris, got to watch out for that elbow. Scully picks it up. Borum, look at that. Oh, they're going to call a foul on Borum. A good comeback, but that might have been it.
That's D&E's 5th foul of the quarter. That's going to be 2 shots for Charleston.
Jordan Scully, 2 shots.
The first one goes down, puts him at the 70-point mark. The second one goes down as well. 71-53. 80 seconds to go.
Borum's going to get another shot at the line.
They make up for some free throws from before. Borum gets the first to go down. Beautiful stroke, too. Prince is about to return to the game. Looks like that she'll be coming in for Borum since she's not checking in during this break. Good routine and momentum from Borum to make both of those. Oh, excuse me. I guess I was just wrong.
It's in for Kylie.
I thought they would have done it in between the free throws, but
We're just broadcasters. What do we know?
hey, I'm just here to give the audience at home their money's worth. Mitrich. Not sure she's made a 2-point shot today. That's off. Madison Mims. Look at her go. Brings the ball out. I don't know if she trusts her shot right now because she hasn't tried it. And again, Gardner with really high IQ basketball moves just can't get the shot to go down. Again, that's been the story of the D&E season so far this year. And with 44 seconds, I'm not sure if the Golden Eagles realize, and Stokes does, being a veteran of the team, a junior, that you can kind of just run out the clock. Stokes throws one up. Anarino close in, gets it to drop. What should be the final 2 possessions, last for D&E and then last for the Golden Eagles here. Borum shakes and bakes. Call him salt and pepper, doesn't go down. The clock, under 9 seconds left. (2-1), and that is the final score. D&E falls 73-55 at home. John, any final thoughts before we in the broadcast and go to the second game of this evening, which should be a rousing contest against a hyper-efficient Charleston men's team?
I think that was probably the best game we've seen from Caitlin Parker as a Senator, is the fact that she was able to find her own shots in that mid-range and 3-point shots, and she made them effectively. So this could be someone we could be able to watch out in the future. I
completely agree with you. Let's see if we get Coach Carr for the post-game interview. If not, we'll have men's basketball action coming up at 4 p.m. Don't go anywhere. This is Davis and Elkins Basketball Live from the McDonald Center. Angelo Carriero live with the post-game interview with head coach of the Senators women's basketball team, Donna Carr. And I know we were just talking, you're not in the best mood after that because in the second quarter, the team kind of, the floor fell from under them. But in the second half, you were the positive team in that second half. And I think the lack of consistency is maybe where this is coming from your frustration.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough when you get to the second part of your season and some of the inconsistencies are still happening, right? So, you know, getting back to the drawing board and still making sure that we're communicating with the players just to make them see or let them identify where the inconsistency is happening. That's where we are in trying to attack it, honestly. So I think that's been our arch nemesis when keeping us away from the games that we should be winning. You know, we're losing games that we're in for a great bit of time. Don't get me wrong, we're competing a lot longer, but then we have those periods that, like you said, just open the floor gates up and then we get ourselves in holes like this.
Well, one player that tried to get you out of that was Caitlin Parker. She was fantastic shooting the ball. She very obviously likes to shoot from the long two and the three-point range and has really good accuracy. How are you looking to use her in this game specifically to get those looks, maybe to either help others out or just get her game going?
Yeah, well, we've had a couple of conversations with Caitlin just to get her to understand as a shooter, and I wasn't a shooter in college, but I do understand the shooting mechanics. As a shooter, you have to not only know how to shoot in a standstill, but you have to know how to shoot coming off the ball. You have to know how to move without the ball. And so we've had a lot of conversations with her and tweaking our offensive sets a little bit just to get her a little bit more open looks at the basket. But I think Kylie Marston did an excellent job as well. She's battling with an injury right now, and day in and day out, game after game, she's battling with people, post players that are oversized in her. But again, you got to see what she has as a strength when she goes against those bigger post players.
Janiyah Marion may have had the first half of her D&E career where she played the majority of minutes and didn't score in that first half. In the last couple of games, I think that you can see on her face that she's kind of dealing with maybe some confidence issues, like when the shots kind of pile up on her. How do you keep her head above water and to keep her encouraged when she does maybe go through a couple of droughts?
Yeah. Well, I think Janiyah is a player that's transitioning to the next level of her career, and it's hard. You know, last year she was a standout player. She was a pop-out player because no one knew about her. So this year she's dealing with a little bit of double team, a little bit of more aggressive defenses, and it's going to be frustration. But as a player that's growing and trying to get to the next level, you have to be able to deal with that, right? And so, you know, we've been trying to tackle that, maybe bring her out, talk to her a little bit, get her back in. But I think she's a great player. She's going to be able to bounce back.
And lastly, we won't see you at all next week. The next game that we'll see is on the 28th. Okay. If you could say right now that you can change one thing that you see from the team that played today to the team that's going to play here on the 28th, what's the one thing that you would fix?
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I think, like I said, we've done a lot of things very good. It's just the little knick-knack things. Boxing out has been a big thing. You know, we're already undersized, and so I think just learning to box out and not really immediately go for the ball has been a big, huge swing in games where we're losing. So that's probably the one thing that I'll change.
Well, Coach Carr, thank you so much for joining us. I know it was a tough loss, but getting back on the saddle come Wednesday, and then we will see you 2 Wednesdays from now.
Yes, sir.
Can't wait to have you back here.
Thank you so much.
And this is the end of the women's basketball portion of the Senators basketball doubleheader today. Coming up in just minutes, make sure that you get the link and you go check out the men's basketball game. We're just under 14 minutes from tip-off. For Angelo Carriero, head coach Donna Carr, and the rest of the Senator women's basketball family, we will see you on the 28th right here live on MEC TV.
Roll Sens.
Roll Sens.